So my third and final Thanksgiving side potato recipe is garlicky mashed potato cake. It is kind of like if hash browns and mashed potatoes like got together and had a baby. So we bake potatoes, crisp them up in this buttery garlicky mixture in a skillet until it's crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside. Also really, really easy. These are really fun. These are really, really fun dishes to make. So I'm making it in a 10-inch nonstick skillet. It does need to be oven safe, so just keep that in mind. Just as I did for the Duchess potatoes, roasted 425. You don't have to poke holes, just scrub the potatoes, put them right on the rack. So while my potatoes finish baking, I'm gonna do the first step of the recipe, which is to cook together my butter and garlic. I'm a huge garlic lover. I'm kind of like of the belief that you can never really have too much. I mean, you can, but I like it a lot. And I have my medium nonstick skillet. Gonna preheat it over like medium, get a little bit of color on the garlic, and at the same time, I'm going to be browning the butter. And this is just gonna add a ton of flavor to the dish. Again, this is like buttery, garlicky, sour creamy mixture. This is really kind of the flavor profile. I turned it down to low. So my garlic has a little bit of color on it, which looks great. It's starting to feel soft. My butter is golden. The butter will continue to get a little bit darker. So that's why you wanna take it off the heat. And you just don't wanna go too far on the burner too fast, otherwise it could burn. So I'm just gonna kinda let this gently carry over to infuse and develop lots of flavor while my potatoes finish cooking. The potatoes are done. Don't bake your potatoes in foil. There's no need to do that. Like, you actually want moisture loss to occur in the oven because I want the potatoes to dry out so that I can then add like moisture back in the form of fat, which is going to enhance their flavor. But just baking them like directly on the rack, no steam, that's gonna help a lot. Again, as with the Duchess potatoes, you wanna let the potatoes cool, but only until they're not so hot they're gonna like burn your hands when you go to scoop them out. So you still want them to be as hot as possible. And I'm not saving the skins, so this is something where you could do like a loaded potato skin appetizer with the skins. You could also actually peel the potatoes, so as they sit and there's some steam buildup, the skins separate a little bit from the flesh. So you could just peel the potatoes that way, but I think scooping them is easier. They really are extremely hot. Now what I wanna do is just really coarsely chop it up. You don't even have to use a knife. You could just use like a bench scraper. It's very soft. And I'm not mashing it, I'm just breaking up the flesh into smaller pieces. Some of it is gonna just get mashed because it's already soft. Some of it's gonna remain in like slightly firmer pieces and hold its shape a little bit better. So I'm just going until the pieces are kind of bite-sized. I think in the recipe it says like no larger than a walnut half. Just something you can easily kind of put onto your fork. And actually it's handy to have a bench scraper like this for transferring the mixture. So I'm gonna pull my skillet back onto my burner and everything is gonna go into the skillet. So I'm gonna transfer all of the potato. Then my sour cream. Again, you can use creme fraiche. And that's at room temperature, only because we don't want it to be cold because we want the potatoes to stay hot. Then just that little pinch of nutmeg, I mean truly just a pinch, and then lots and lots of salt and pepper. And now I just wanna fold everything together, and it's this action that is basically mashing up some of the potato. You're gonna bake this again, but I turned the oven down from 425, which was the roasting temperature for the potatoes, to 400. Most non-stick skillets that are oven safe up to 400. So we're just gonna bake at 400. And now that everything is evenly mixed, I am going to use my spatula to press everything down and mash into an even layer. One big potato pancake, essentially. So I'm putting the skillet over medium-high now that I have my potato pancake formed. And I wanna cook it until I see some like nice golden browning on the bottom. Gonna give it a little taste, actually. Yeah, it's so good. So I have it over medium-high. This will go for like 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll just use my spatula to give it a little peek underneath. The bottom is looking nice and golden. I'm starting to see a little bit of browning around the edges. Now I'm gonna transfer it to my 400-degree oven, and it's just gonna go until the surface is kind of very lightly browned. It will look a little bit matte, and I will also see some more browning around the edges of the potato pancake. Everything is out of the oven and ready to taste. It looks and smells so good. All right, so the potato cake. The smell of it coming out of the oven, you just get like all of the kind of intermingling of the butter and the garlic and the tang from the sour cream. So good. The surface has a sort of very like light crispiness to it.